time. Rewind. This is Dope Nostalgia.
This is 260. Dope Nostalgia Podcast. I'm your host, Naomi. Today we welcome back a great guest. Always has so much information and fun. He's doing such great things in the music community and the nostalgia world. John G. You can find him on TikTok and Instagram at john.g87. And he's just making killer videos all the time. So go check him out. John's joining me today to talk about an awesome duo from the 90s, Canadian, legendary. They're called McMaster and James. Here's some background information on the boys.
Wikipedia moment.
Please bear in mind that Wikipedia can be edited by anyone at any time. If I'm reading you the artist's bio, then you know it's information straight from the source.
Luke McMaster and Rob James met in 1997 through Winnipeg-based producer Chris Burke Gaffney and began collaborating as Two-Face, later performing and recording under their combined names. Their gold self-titled debut CD, released in February 2000 on Vic Recordings, a domestic label formed by BMG Music Canada, a subsidiary of BMG, yielded the hits Love Wins Every Time, Thank You, I Understand, and Sweet Sensation, which were well received by Canadian radio. McMaster and James toured nationally, securing the opening spots for NSYNC Canadian dates and on Christina Aguilera's Canadian tour that year, including a July 13th, 2000 date for Aguilera at the Winnipeg Arena. In the fall of 2000 and nominated in 4 categories, McMaster and James won Entertainers of the Year at the Prairie Music Awards via fan vote. In 2001, their song Thank You was named by SoCan as one of the most performed Canadian pop songs on Canadian radio, while I Understand won the Prairie Music Award for Best Song. The duo parted amicably in 2002. In 2003, Luke McMaster decided to focus on his songwriting and production, signing with Universal Music Publishing Group Canada in 2004 for an association that lasted through 2012, placing songs with Rihanna, Nick Carter, Nick Lachey, Kaylin Porter, Mark Jordan, and others. In 2006, Rob James was a contestant on the 4th season of Canadian Idol, finishing 7th. As a self-published solo recording artist, Luke McMaster teamed up with Grammy-nominated American pianist Jim Brickman in 2013 for Good Morning Beautiful, a co-written top 3 Billboard AC hit. McMaster released his solo album, Icons of Soul, which includes collaborations with Felix Cavallari and Lamont Dozier. On September 5th, 2019, McMaster and James reunited for a private performance of Thank You. During this performance, Luke announced that the band was planning a tour. In November 2023, McMaster and James reunited for another performance at Rob's wedding. What will they do next? Do they know we missed them? We need them back, you guys. If you know more about McMaster and James, give us a call at the hotline. The hotline is 1-888-741-9192. Let's welcome good friend John G back to Dope Nostalgia. Okay.
Wins every time. Sorry.
I'm ready. Too. Let's get right into it then. Welcome back, John G, to Dope Nostalgia.
Yes, thank you for having me again for the 3rd time.
This might be 3. It might be 4, but I think it's 3.
We'll take it. Obviously, I'm doing something right, so thank you.
Yes, and I always love promoting your channel because you have so many interesting things you do. Oh my goodness. And this year, you've gotten to go to so many events.
No, it was fun. Again, I know we talked last year, and last year I did TIFF for the first time, and I was fortunate enough to go back to TIFF this year, and again, great experience. I tried to focus on the music, the movies that were centered around music, and I did go to a few, and obviously I can't think off the top of my head what I said. Oh yeah, well, okay, I can name a few, or one of them that really stood out to me. There was a couple, but one was called Mile End Kicks, which is based in Montreal in an area called Mile End, where I actually grew up in Montreal, born and raised, not in Mile End, but somewhere close by. So of course that felt close to home for me. And it was with Jay Baruchel, who everyone thinks I look like. And I was this close to finally interviewing him. He passed by me on the red carpet, didn't talk to anyone, which is his MO, so I'm not surprised. So
Mm.
yeah.
He doesn't
Um,
seem like he's
yeah.
the type of guy who wants to do small talk in interviews and stuff, hey?
No, like, and I've because I've looked at his interviews, and I respect it. He's not the type of guy that like wants the fame and notoriety, and I get it. Um, so yeah, I wasn't shocked by that, but I did luckily get some other interviews, and then another one that stood out for me that I was very fortunate to get in, like very small interviews, was oh God, now it was based on a musical in the 70s. Oh geez, now it's gonna bug me. Anyway, so there was Victor Garber, if for I know him from Titanic, you know.
Yes.
I got to, a lot of these things with the red carpet, it's like they have to rush them in. So you have to be prepared to like say something quickly or ask them. So I did. And I basically did my research like I always do. And I brought up his music career, which no one, including myself, knew about before his acting career. And that caught him off guard. And you see in my video in the reaction, he's like, and so that was fun. And then I also got to ask something quickly to Paul Schaefer from, Letterman, and that was amazing.
Mm.
So it was, yeah, it was a really good experience. And then of course, yeah, concerts. I finally got to go to what's it called? All Your Friends Fest. I mean, it's only the second one, but the coolest thing that came out of that, a couple things. One of my videos went stupid viral, which was the Veronicas,
Oh,
because
wow.
as you know, the whole Veronicas, the untouched song. I posted that. People were like, "Holy crap!" I remember that. And then Avril Lavigne actually reposted my videos on her Instagram, so that was amazing. So
Oh, I saw that video. That was awesome.
yeah, like super cool. And then yeah, again, I can't think off the top of my head or remember, but yeah, went to concerts, festivals. Yeah, no, summer was really fun. What about you? Did you go? I feel like you went to some concerts, no?
I went to a few concerts here in town. I went to Brian Adams. I went to a Q&A session
Mm,
with him. That was before the show, which was really awesome. Weren't allowed to
yeah.
videotape or record or any pictures for that, but it was so awesome. I actually left my phone recording in my purse
Oh,
so that I got the audio.
I love that. That's neat. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that way at least I can talk about what was discussed. And so that was really cool. And then I went to Vegas in February to see New Kids on the Block. There's been a few concerts though, like in Edmonton this year that have been great. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, sorry, now I'm thinking off the top of my head, but I was also very fortunate in terms of concerts. I would say two of the biggest artists in the world currently for free. One being The Weeknd.
Mm.
He had this he's still on tour, I think. He had four shows in Toronto. And the day I went, first of all, the day I went, it was like 40 degrees, which was insane. And it was outdoors and there was pyro, so that didn't help. But so basically, when anyone could apply for media accreditation for concerts. Doesn't mean you'll get it, but I apply for them a lot and I didn't get it for the weekend. But then the rep for Live Nation responded. She's like, "Oh, sorry, you couldn't get in, but like I could still offer you free tickets if you'd like." I'm like, obviously, yes, please. So that was incredible. And then my friend got free tickets to Blackpink, and I never really knew their music. I was aware of them, but I didn't listen. And I actually really enjoyed their music, and the show was incredible.
I'm surprised I like them, but I like them a lot.
I'm surprised I like them.
Seriously, because I don't like anything new, really. Like it's just very
Right?
rare that I
Well,
do.
but it's not surprising that a lot of the new stuff also it's not new, right? They're doing covers or they're sampling, you know what I mean? So like one of their songs, it's like from one of their artists, it's literally a sample of it's Jenny from the Block, literally.
Mm.
So, you know.
There's so much throwback now in the what's considered new that I'm coming around to it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, summer was great. It's come and gone as always, but I'm looking
Mm.
forward to what's to come. It's definitely a bit quieter now, although one exciting thing that's coming up for me, I don't know when this will be released, but I think it's November 23rd, Nardwar. I'm gonna go see Nardwar live. So yeah.
No way.
Yeah. He does these little shows every so often, and I was waiting to see when he'll finally come back here. And so I saw it and I was like, holy crap, I have to go. So I think it's just like he shows videos of his interviews, he talks, and I think there's a Q&A. So of course, me being me, I want to try to ask him a question that like no one's ever asked or like kind of out Nardwar him. So
Yes.
we'll see what happens. Either way, it should be really fun.
That's so funny because I had recently mentioned to you after watching those red carpet interviews that you were doing, I said, this is so Nardwar to me, like the research you do and the questions you ask people, because they're like, wow, no one ever says that. No one ever asks that. And that's so smart.
Mhm.
You know, that's
Yeah.
the kind of interviewer he is. And he's very, I think people, how many times has he interviewed Snoop Dogg now? Because Snoop Dogg loves him.
Right. And that's one thing I really appreciate about someone like him is because he does his research and it's so original and exciting, people like him and they want to talk to him more than once. So I've been fortunate with some artists. I've spoken with them more than once as well, and I'd like to think that I have a little bit of a relationship with them, which is a nice feeling. But of course, like I never say I'm not Nardwar. Like there's only one Nardwar.
Yeah.
I just try to be the best version of myself. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens.
Now, our listeners might not know about your quest to one day speak to Nelly Furtado.
Was that that was a thing for
Is
like
this
a
a thing?
year?
Are you over this thing, or do you think it's still something that's going to happen?
Hello, manifest. All these people talk manifesting. Well, I'm sure you heard, and if you haven't, that she announced that she is taking a break from performing,
Mm.
which doesn't shock me. She did that like over a decade ago for whatever reason, I don't know. But I feel like she's that type of person where she like does her thing and then she needs time to relax, reflect. But she said she's still going to stay like in the industry. She's probably going to do behind the scenes stuff like songwriting. I don't know if she produces, but she's definitely working with artists still, I'm sure. But yeah, no, I still won't give up. Like I'm not like always thinking about it every day, every week, but because I do literally know like the people who could get me to her. It's just whether like it's possible and it's feasible. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Maybe one day the stars will align, but at the same time, yeah, that was fun following that though.
Yeah, no,
So,
listen, and I think definitely I'm a firm believer in being persistent, never giving up, because one good example was with Biff Naked, where, I remember it took well over a year, and then we like missed each other, and then literally we secured it. I get on and she didn't show up, and I was like devastated. And it was just like a miscommunication thing on her end, and then finally it did happen. So
mm.
the patience did pay off. So
She is lovely, like an incredible
yeah.
human.
She's actually doing a tour. I'm not currently planning on going, but I'll see if I can make it. It's because she has a documentary, I believe, about her life.
Hmm.
Yeah. So she's coming to Toronto soon. I don't know if she's making her way out like all over Canada, but yeah, I'd like to, maybe I'll catch it. So
Speaking of Toronto, all the way from Toronto, Jay is in Blue Jays territory, and we just had the most incredible World Series run that all of Canada was following, including also it was very interesting in the whole anthem singer thing, because there were some weird things that happened with the anthem, the Canadian anthem, over the last few games.
yes, I mean, I don't know if you did, if you're bringing that up, maybe because you saw my videos. If you didn't, I posted a couple of videos kind of, I don't know if it was one of them was kind of making fun, and then the other one was just kind of like letting people know what happened. But yeah, I guess long story short, it was game three, JP Sachs, for those who don't know, a very talented Canadian singer. He had this huge song, like If the World is Ending. He changed the lyrics to, what is it? Our home on native land instead of our home and native land, which Julie Black did it before him. He's not the first, but people, of course, were all up in arms about that. But again, it wasn't just that. The problem was he actually didn't sing it well. And that's not me being rude or mean. It's just a fact. Like he did not. And it's nerves, of course. I get it. So it's just he didn't sing it well. And that's okay. But then game five, Rufus Wainwright, which is hard to pronounce. I actually never heard of him. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I looked him up, but it's like I didn't know any of his songs. Is he known for one specific song?
You know
or...
what? I can't even think of a hit, but I know his name.
Mhm.
He's got some kind of clout. I think it's like a member of his family. I think his father is famous or something. Loudon Wainwright. Does that sound familiar?
Nope.
Okay. So this is like before our time, but I believe that he has a famous father and he was born into some kind of musical hierarchy. So, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, he changed the lyrics too, although it was a different part. And again, at the time, I actually thought he just messed up by accident, but it turns out he was kind of sending a message apparently to Donald Trump saying, hey, like we're not going to be the 51st state, which apparently Chantal Kreviazek did the same thing as well recently. So people were not thrilled with that either. But then, but he sang it well. But again, people weren't thrilled with the changing of the words. And again, I talked about in my videos and even on a story that like, listen, I don't care. Like you do what you want. I have my opinions. Does it mean you're right and I'm wrong? No, it's, everyone has an opinion. So it is what it is. But yeah, there was a lot of buzz online, and especially about like who should sing the anthem at Game 7. And it turns out it was it Noah Reid, who I didn't watch the show, but was in Schitt's Creek. So that was cool.
I had no idea who it was. I was thinking it was going to be a megastar after all that, but no.
I hope. Well, everyone, like when I posted that, a lot of people were commenting like it should be Geddy Lee, which yeah would make sense because he's always there at the games. He sits right behind home plate. He's iconic. The band obviously Rush is huge, but I it wouldn't shock me if he probably wouldn't want to do it because I feel like he doesn't want that spotlight. He wants to just be behind the scenes and not have the focus on him.
Yeah.
So
I think he's there to relax and enjoy a ball game.
Yeah, and you see that literally at the game. He's like he just sits there. He doesn't move. He's always has sunglasses on. So, but also I guess in exciting news, they are coming back Rush next year, which obviously is exciting for many people. So yeah, that'll be cool.
As far as the Wainwright thing, so our listeners know he changed the lyrics to "That Only Us Command." True patriot love that only us command. And so that's what he was trying to say. And it was funny because when I first read that, or I first watched your video of it, I literally thought the same. I thought he had made a mistake.
Right. And then
that's why I was all like, what the fuck?
He also changed it in French too, which also, it just sounded weird. That's why people were so confused, including myself. But then again, I heard afterwards. But even if it wasn't a mistake, again, people were pissed regardless, right? So what are you going to do? I don't know. Pick your battles. I don't know.
I can see why he did it. And, I don't get too offended if someone changes the anthem lyrics, like to prove a point like that. In both cases, I support it. For me, I liked it.
Yeah. Again, I don't care. Like if I know someone really well and they were offended by that, that's okay. Like I can still get along with someone if they disagree with me and have different views. That's okay. It's just the whole notion of like, if I think I'm right, that's all that matters, and you're wrong, and we can't agree, and it's nonsense.
Yes, so. I would have loved to seen Simone Denny sing it sometime. Of Love Inc.
I wonder if she's ever sang it. I feel like she probably has, like maybe at a random game somewhere for another. I don't know, but yes, she would be incredible. Yes, she's killing it. It was her birthday actually, literally like 2 days ago. So wished her happy birthday, and yeah, she's amazing.
She is a total sweetheart. I love her. Before we get into our topic today, I was going to ask, I haven't touched on this subject in a long time with anyone, but since you're a fellow Canadian, do you know of Chris Shepherd? Obviously through Love Inc. Yes.
Do I know? Yeah, I know of him. I don't know much though, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Because I'm always wanting to ask people like, do you know where he is? I'll tell you this. See, Simone doesn't even know where he is.
I mean, I don't want to get, or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but I don't know how good their relationship is, to be honest. Like, it may not be great. I don't know, but I truly don't know at all. But yeah, he seems like a guy that just like disappeared into the shadows. I never tried reaching out or trying to get an interview, but I'm sure I could connect with people who know him. But is he still making music? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
I'm going to really start into 2026. I'm going to kickstart my Let's Find Chris Shepherd campaign.
So I'll continue with Nelly. You'll do Chris Shepherd. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I have a personal investment in this because when I was 14 years old, I had a song and it won a contest on our local radio station. And it got onto a compilation album that was put together and remixed by Chris Shepherd. Because of that, I got to know him. Not know him well. I was still a kid. I was 14. But I got to meet him on several occasions. And he was just the most wonderful man. And he would always like invite me to stuff and be like, how's your mother doing? And he's just a really great guy. So My
Oh,
personal
I didn't know
investment
that.
is I would love to talk to him again. Here we are, like 30 years later.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that's all. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I think you got to Google, I guess, maybe who he used to like, what labels he was on, and then just, social media is so good now where you can kind of backtrack and find people connected to him. So I wonder if he has social media. I don't know.
Yeah, he's hiding, like you said, hiding in the shadows somewhere. So that'll be my fun little mission this year.
Yeah, no, good luck. Keep me posted. That's because I think honestly, because it's funny you mentioned because I saw a video actually the other day. Some random person on my feed came up about like, "Hey, do you remember this guy?" And it was Chris Shepard. And people in the comments are like, "Oh yeah, like I really like this stuff." So there's definitely an audience out there that like
Mhm.
would love to hear about him.
He was a
So,
huge Canadian star. Like
mm,
on the radio, his show was syndicated across the country. Pirate radio sessions, the CDs they were selling at HMV all over. Like he was a big deal. So we'll find out what's
yeah,
going on.
I wish you okay. That well, no, well, first Donnie Wahlberg, then Chris, right? Oh,
Sounds good to me. We're working
yeah.
on it. We're working on it. Now, today we got together and decided we were going to talk about a duo, a pop duo that was wonderful. Very talented guys. Originally, the group was called Two Face,
Mm.
but they're better known as McMaster and James. How did you
Am I?
discover them?
How did I mean, I think like most people, of course, back in the day watching much music and came across, I'll be honest, it's really two songs that stood out and I think that they're really known for, of course, which is Thank You and Love Wins Every Time. But yeah, obviously saw their music online or not online, on TV, and it was very catchy. And it's crazy that we're actually doing this right now because it's been 2 years almost to the date that I spoke with Luke McMaster. I interviewed him and I looked back at that interview. I watched it actually today just to kind of remember what he talked about. Um, and yeah, they if he it's crazy to think that they weren't together for well, they were together like they've known each other for a long time, but they weren't a duo, I would say, as McMaster and James for more than like a couple 3 years maybe or something. I could be wrong, but it wasn't that long.
It wasn't long. They did their thing together and parted ways. I think they only did one album.
Yeah, I think it was one album. I know, and nothing bad happened as far as I remember or know, but I know
Mhm.
Luke then continued in music. He signed with a publishing deal with I think it was Sony. So he's always been a very talented, not just singer, but songwriter and producer. So he's been doing that for the last like 20 years or something. And then Rob, I guess I'm sure you would mention this later on, but like, he was on Canadian Idol at one point. Um, so, and then I just learned again, looking back at the interview with Luke, one of the cool things is how they both contributed to another well-known Canadian song that they didn't realize they were both contributing to because they were like separately working with the artist. So I don't know if you heard about this or I'll mention it now, but
Hmm.
what Heartbreak Cover Up, Jesse LaBelle
Oh, okay.
and Alyssa Reed. Great song. So it turns out, what's his name? Luke was working with Jesse on that song, and apparently they were like maybe struggling with something. And then at some point, for some reason, Rob came into the picture and also contributed to the song. And Luke was like, "What? Who came up with this?" And Jesse said, "Oh, it's Rob," and he had no idea. So just like a really fun fact about
Hmm.
that, you know. And then also Luke mentioned in our interview 2 years ago how he was actually going to be attending Rob's wedding like 2 years ago, and they were probably going to sing "Love Wins Every Time." And I was hoping to catch a video of it somewhere. I haven't, but I hope
Oh,
someone filmed it.
that's so good. I'm glad that they are
Yeah.
still keeping in touch. Um, I guess it would probably be pointless to say, have you ever seen them live? Because I don't know if they ever toured.
So I'm sure they did little tours, but it's funny you bring up. So no, I haven't seen them live. But
Hmm.
again, going back to my video, we reminisced about the Psychoblast tour, which I didn't attend. I probably was too young, but this was a tour in like what early 2000s, maybe 90s. I'm not sure when it started, but
Hmm.
Psychoblast tour was like all these classic Canadian bands, mostly Canadian. I don't know if it was all Canadian, but like on his specific one, he said there was him, McMaster and James, there was Soul Decision, the Moffats, Christina Aguilera, so not all Canadian, but like such amazing acts. So yeah, they were part of those tours, but I'm sure they did again some small stuff. I'm sure they did a lot of mall things because everyone performed in a mall back in the day, like
Yes,
so.
absolutely. It was a rite of passage. Do the mall tour.
And like I was doing a bit of research. I never interviewed her, but it was Orianthe, very talented, guitarist. There's videos of her performing in Best Buy back in the day. Like what?
No way.
I love it. Like things like that don't never happen anymore. You know what I mean? So
from Best Buy to the Michael Jackson tour, that never happened.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's man. I mean, not to sound like because obviously the focus was Michael, like what if, but like also for her, what if like that could have even catapulted her even more probably. But
Oh, she's fantastic. I love her stuff.
I haven't listened much, but I assume she's still playing and performing. So
She is absolutely. Of the two songs, the two singles, Thank You or Love Wins Every Time, which is your personal favorite? Which team are you on?
Oh, and I told this to Luke. It's love wins every time because love does win every time, Naomi. That's very corny. No, but it's just it's just such a catchy song. The bongos, the entire song. It's very catchy. Thank You is very good, and it's funny because Luke mentions how Thank You actually charted higher technically, but for me, yeah, Love Wins Every Time was way better. And, kind of a cool backstory is how he said the video cost at the time about $80,000 because they had to rent a helicopter. And that cost a lot of money, of course. And that's when Luke said he learned about recoupments, which is a thing that I think a lot of artists deal with. Maybe, I don't know if it's as prevalent now as it was in the past, but basically how, they get all this stuff up front, like the food, the limos, all these goodies. And then they realize later on, oh, it's not actually like free. It's coming out of your pay over years. So he learned that, which is funny. But yeah, again, just going back to the songs. No, for me, it's Love Wins Every Time. I don't know. What about you?
I agree. Love Wins Every Time. It's just the chorus is so uplifting and the nice harmony on it. I'm really into it. I do love those two harmonizing together. They kill it every time.
Nothing big is struggle, but that's what makes you strong. Along the way, whenever you're in trouble, you know I won't be long. The sun is gonna rise, so don't worry about tomorrow. Everybody hurts sometimes. But if you let love in your heart, well, the world will surely follow. Every time.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, listeners. It has been such an experience doing this show for the last 5+ years, but it gets expensive. If you didn't know, there's a lot of costs that go into making a podcast. That's why we have our Patreon page. Patreon.com/Dope Nostalgia. That's where you can go and subscribe, get all the extra details, bonus videos, and early podcast release for as little as $1 a month. Please subscribe today and help support one of your favorite podcasts.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Nick.
I'm Drew.
I'm Jeff, and we are 98 Degrees.
And you're listening to the Dope Nostalgia Podcast.
Hi. Have you ever heard a classic song and thought to yourself, why on earth was this popular? What's a Sussudio or a Luff Balloon? What does it mean to Wang Chung or to Tub Thumb? Where did Cotton Eye Joe come from? Well, there's a podcast for that. You Wanted a Hit is a podcast about unlikely, perplexing, and positively bizarre hit songs. Each episode, we explore the backstory, creation, and success of one unlikely smash hit. We have a blast along the way with hilarious stories, interesting special guests, and often mind-blowing bits of music history. To join the fun, check out You Wanted a Hit wherever you get your podcasts.
This is pretty basic. It just says that you, the Backstreet Boys, agreed to appear at a Burger King, yada yada.
And what's the yada yada?
Little commercial.
Forget it. We don't do commercials.
Not our style, man.
We wouldn't even do this for
lifetime supply of free Whoppers.
All the pickles on the lettuce, Lord, don't upset us. We ask you that you let us serve it your way.
Is that rock or what?
Now get live music from the Millennium Tour and a new song from their upcoming album on 3 CDs for $2.99 each with any value meal.
Have it your way.
But it's funny you said about I've talked to so many artists now who never really realized that the record company's just giving you a loan and then they're spending your money on you.
Yeah, and I remember learning a lot about that when they did some documentaries on like Lou Pearlman and his relationship dealing with Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, and basically screwing them over, right? And yeah, and I literally thought about this today about recoupments because there was an article about, I'm sure you probably heard about it, about TLC a few years ago where they said they were like broke at some point,
Yeah.
which was shocking considering how successful they were, right? Like, do you remember what they said about it or like what the number was or whatever?
I don't know the numbers. Well, I remember Left Eye was explaining after you pay, you have this much money after you pay for this and this and this and this, we were left with nothing. And their manager was Pebbles, who was also a pop star in her own right, who they claimed completely ripped them off. So, I mean, Pebbles stands adamant that never happened, that they signed a contract and, they still hate each other to this day. But yeah, it's all part of the whole recruitment thing. Like people are just so excited to get the record deal that they're willing to just sign whatever's in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've definitely come a long way now. It is much better. I think people are smarter now. And then of course, a lot of people are just staying independent because they can, and they obviously will make more money that way because they don't have to pay, a record label. And, with the power of TikTok and social media, they blow up that way, right? They don't need a record label really. But yeah, so that was funny. But yeah, they had a music video for that. They had a music video for Thank You as well. They may have had another one, but I don't remember. But then the other cool thing was Thank You was recorded in French too, because they had a big French audience in Montreal and Quebec. And I asked Luke about, is there a recording? Do you have the recording? Because I never heard it. And he's like, no, I can't find it. But if you do, let me know. So I've tried looking for a French version of Thank You, but cannot find it.
Do you have any other tidbits that you remember from the interview that you'd love to share?
I have notes now.
Yay!
Yay! Not anything crazy about them. Actually brought up most of the stuff, to be honest. But kind of one thing, well, apparently they were a Motown group before they were like, I guess a pop. I don't know what they're not considered pop. What would you consider them?
Pop R&B. They have pop sensibilities and hooks and whatnot, but I could hear there were some of those songs that had that real 2000s pop sound.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
And I wouldn't consider them a boy band. I didn't think they really had a boy band sound, except for there was a couple songs on there that did, like Sweet Sensation. Do you remember that track?
Yeah, I was listening to that recently. Yeah. I feel like boy band, you need to be like minimum 3 people or something.
Yeah. You're a duo, but it's still got a sound to it anyway.
Yeah, but no, I who knows? Like honestly, like could they make a little mini comeback or something? It wouldn't shock me because, as you know, like everyone is doing something now. But I know Luke. It's funny. Luke is also good friends with James Brian McCollum, who is from Prozac and Philosopher King. So they work together a bunch. So yeah, who knows? And that's what's again so intriguing is the collaboration, the amount of people that they've all worked with, in the Canadian music scene specifically. It's really cool. So yeah, I don't know if they'll make a comeback, but it wouldn't shock me.
I know Luke is doing such amazing things right now with his own work and writing, and he's very serious in jazz music right now. And I've always wondered if he was related to the great Canadian fiddler Natalie McMaster.
I don't know who that is. Can you inform me on her?
Oh, she's I can Google her for you. Let me tell you. Natalie McMaster. Yes.
I mean, McMaster is probably very, that's Irish, I guess?
She's from Nova Scotia. She's played with the Chieftains, Faith Hill, Carlos Santana, Alison Krauss. So she, as far as a fiddler goes, she's very popular. But we don't know a lot about fiddlers, You don't hear a lot about them, except like Ashley McIsaac. I think he's probably the most famous Canadian fiddler, hey?
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah. Just telling you all this stuff.
No, that's
anyway,
fine.
Luke,
it's all good.
Luke, if you're related to Natalie, just let us know. It just satisfies my curiosity.
The other cool thing, and I wrote down, and I guess it's not McMaster and James related, but it's about Luke because, and I even joked with Luke how it's like, I know more about you because you're more out there than Rob was, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But the cool thing with Luke was like his dad was a professor of math and computer science and business, and apparently he was courted by Apple back in the day, and like he said no, he like stayed in Brandon, Manitoba instead, which is wild because he potentially could have been like one of the first people probably to be working at Apple. So
No
who
way.
knows, right? But no, Luke, as far as I know, both of them, Luke and Rob, I think they always had a passion for music regardless. So it's no surprise that they kind of crossed paths. But yeah, that's the story of McMaster and James for now.
I listened to the whole album just to recap some stuff. Do you have any songs that's other than the two main singles that you that spoke to you in any way that you were into?
Oh, you're gonna hate me, but no, I honestly don't remember. So you're gonna have to lift me up and help me here.
I got you on this. So like, here's what I felt. The songs I listened to, the song I Understand, I believe, is right near the beginning of the album. It was very boring. It didn't do anything for me, but everything got so much better because Never Gave Up was a beauty of a ballad. These guys are so good at ballads. That one, One Emotion, and Don't Hold Back Your Love. They are incredible. There is a song on the album called Doing My Thing, and the chorus sounds exactly like the Wham song, Baby, I'm Your Man.
Oh, interesting.
I'll put an audio clip in the show so people can check out the similarity there.
You know it's okay. Don't pay attention to what they might say. Just try to live your own way. Oh, you know you don't have to change. And if they ask you, just tell them I'm just doing my thing. Ooh, yeah. Happy with the one thing that you never had. Baby, I'm your man. Don't you know that, baby? I'm your man.
And then I went to the site where you see if somebody sampled someone else.
Yep.
Or it's not
Who
there.
sampled?
It's not there.
See, but yeah, I don't know if that means because I think it's just like submitted by, I don't know if it's anyone could submit on that site.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's happened to me too, where like I was convinced that someone sampled someone else and then it didn't show up either on that site. So I don't know how that works, but kind of like a funny, it's not considered a sample, but like one of my, sorry to go off on a tangent, but like when I talked to John from S Club, how one of their big songs, Never Had a Dream Come True, sounded exactly like a song from Elliot Yamin from American Idol. His one big song, Wait For You, incredible song. He had no clue about that song. He was confused. And then I told him and he's like writing it down. And people in the comments are like, oh, he's going to sue him for sure or something. I didn't do anything. I just
they're coming for you, Elliot.
yeah. So that was, I don't know if anything happened with that, but yeah, that was probably funny. But I'm sure, and Luke's he's worked with so many artists, and I'm sure he's, he takes his because I know he's a big fan of Motown. He said he grew up a lot with Motown. His dad would go to Detroit and bring him back a lot of Motown music. So I'm sure he takes a lot of those influences and puts them into, songs that he works with other artists besides himself,
Yeah. Also looking into what Rob's doing, you did mention that he was penning singles for Canadian Idol at the same time. He auditioned in 2006.
Yeah, he finished pretty well. Was it like top 10, I think?
That's right. And the first ever finalist for Manitoba.
Oh, do you remember, did it say who won that year?
Idol in 2006. That was season 4. Let me take a look. I love the Wikipedia rabbit hole. I just love.
I'm just wondering if it's someone, because I knew some of them, but not all of them.
Ava Avila.
Oh, of course. Okay, so that's amazing. You know why? Big connection, because then Luke actually worked with Ava Avila. Yeah.
Luke has done so much writing for people.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but no, he's worked with a lot of people. which again is so cool if you're into that stuff. And again, other people I've interviewed and just learning, like, and even with Brett Kissel, he's worked with everyone, of course. So it's such a cool thing, and just to see everyone kind of, I would say getting along for the most part, but
Yeah.
just a lot of collaboration, and I love learning those little tidbits. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, Luke has done a lot of writing for other people. He's written for Rihanna, Nick Lachey, Kaylin Porter, and Rex Gowdy, also Canadian Idol alumni, and Ryan Malcolm, of course. Yeah.
Oh, Nick Lachey. How can I forget my other thing I saw this summer? I saw 98 Degrees, or the best cover band ever, actually.
They are getting ripped on so hard right now for their summer performances across Canada.
But I would love to honestly talk to them, ask it, like, you can't tell me they're not aware of the social media, like everyone making fun. And because if I'm them, they're just like, yeah, we know, we don't care, we're just having a good time. And if that's the case, that's great. You can't knock them for that. You know what I mean? They're making their money, so be it. People are like, why are they doing more cover songs than their own music? I'm like, they do actually have a decent amount of songs that I know of, like from 98 Degrees, but a lot of them are like slow, and so I guess people would want to see like more upbeat stuff. I don't know.
I am 100% with you on this, because when I went to the show, I thought, I was at one of the shows that everybody's making fun of. And there's clips of it everywhere. But I thought, how are these guys going to pull off this like set when it's all ballads mostly,
Yeah.
And then I like what they did. As I was watching it, I thought, you know what? They're not dancers. They never have been dancers. That's not their thing. They're a 4-part harmony vocal group. So for them to do a little bit of dancing is just them having a good time. And people were like, oh, look at them. They suck, whatever. I'm like, no, they don't. They sound good. They're doing their thing. I thought it was great that they threw in some covers to kind of get the crowd going. That was the whole motivation of it.
No, it was a millennial and Gen Xer's dream, because I saw clips before I went. So I was like, oh, okay, I know, like I knew some of the songs, but then the other ones, I didn't know they were going to play. Like I'm recording, and then they just switch into like Britney Spears or Destiny's Child. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is really good. Like, and like the thong song, like I knew that was going to happen. It was hilarious. I don't care how bad it was. It was amazing. So amazing.
Oh, to see them do like Larger Than Life by Backstreet Boys, I was like,
yeah,
I was beside myself. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, no, again, people want to make fun, but no, why not let them do their thing? What's his name? Jeff, right? Jeff. This guy, as someone who works, like, damn, that dude, I don't know what he's doing, but keep it up. He looks great.
He's pumped. Seriously. He's kept it. He's kept it going. You must hate that. You must hate hearing people say they're pumped. Like they're pumped up like Hans and Franz.
Oh yeah, exactly. But then what's the other guy? I always feel bad, like the guy who like doesn't look like he belongs in there.
Justin. Yes, that's his name.
Because he had like a cap. He always has a bucket hat on, I guess. And people in the comments of my videos are like, "Is that Fred Durst?" I'm like, "What?" No. He was singing "Pretty Fly for a White Guy." It was so random, but I loved it.
My jaw was dropped during that. I was like, "This is so fucked up," and I love it.
Yeah. Again, I would hope like they can't. There's no way they're that oblivious. They have to know. They have to be in on it. So I don't know.
Yeah. So also talking a little bit more about McMaster and James, I noticed that there was a song called October Skies that was written with Bobby Cameron that ended up on Ryan Malcolm's album. Bobby Cameron is from Edmonton. I've had him on the show, and he had a big hit across the radio airwaves of Canada in the 90s with a song called Human Fortress. So it's really cool to actually have a person who's had a big hit live in your hometown, and like everyone talks to him and knows him. It's kind of cool. But the fact that he's worked with Luke as well, I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, and does he still live in Edmonton?
He does. Absolutely.
Okay.
This is his home, so it's pretty cool.
Is he still in the music industry?
Yep. I don't know what he's doing much lately, but he was on the show in like the first year of this podcast. So shout out to you, buddy, Bobby. He's a good guy.
That's amazing. Yeah. In terms of McMaster and James, I don't think there's anything else to say. And from my end, I don't know. What about you?
It would be nice to see them do a little one-off concert together or something like that. But they seem to be
Yes.
happy doing their own things, and Luke's very successful. I've been trying to get him on the show without success yet. Well, we'll work on that, Luke. If you're out there listening, I'd love to have you on the show and talk about your new music and what you've done in the last few years, because that would be really cool to highlight that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's either in Toronto or Hamilton. He's in one of those places. That's where he lives. One of those.
Okay. And Rob
So
James, I know I tried to find you too, but
good luck
no
with
luck with
that.
that.
Honestly, good luck. If you can get him, that'd be wild. Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? One day. So, what's coming up for you?
What's so I like I did mention probably near the beginning, gonna go see Nardwar, which is
Hmm.
amazing. That's at the end of November. In terms of interviews, I've had like I'll have this like weird time where like I'll have no interviews for like a month or two, and then I'll have like a bunch in the span of a week. So I actually just did two interviews this past week. One was yesterday with Mariah Stokes from Alberta, Calgary.
Nice.
I don't know if have you ever heard of her?
No.
That's okay. Country artist, very talented, really, really sweet woman. And then, yeah, but in terms of interviews, nothing planned for the rest of the year. And as you probably know, it's pretty quiet usually because, people are winding down. It's the holidays, which is fine. But
Hmm.
yeah, for me personally, yeah, just relax a bit, work, obviously, maybe go see my family in Montreal. And then I do have a family trip planned in February in Mexico, so that'll be amazing.
Oh,
So.
good.
And then the Junos, they're actually around the corner in Hamilton this year or next year in March. So of course I'll try to apply for that and hopefully get it because it's not far from me. I'm actually curious about who's going to be the host because they should be announcing that soon. So we'll see.
It's so exciting. Wasn't it Nelly Furtado last year?
It was
No,
2 years ago where I in Halifax when I went, it was Michael Bublé, I believe, last year in Vancouver, I think.
that sounds right.
Which makes sense because he's from there. So I was trying to think like because there are a few artists I think that are born in Hamilton. So I don't know who they would get. I don't know.
I lose track of time very quickly, but yeah. You know what would be cool, actually? Rick the
Mhm.
Temp. Rick Campanelli. But I know they
Yeah.
do focus on putting an actual musician as the host.
I don't know if they've always had a musician every year. I don't know, but yeah, he would obviously kill it. He does other hosting gigs all the time. He's such a hard worker. Like now he's back on TV on Breakfast TV, and like I said, he's hosting all these random events. So Rick's awesome. Yeah.
And I'd love to see Tarzan Dan do some more stuff. I know he's just battled
Yes.
cancer and won, and he's doing so
Mhm.
great. I'm so happy that he's getting his strength back, and it's just such a blessing that he's doing on the upside of things.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yes. I hope obviously nothing the best for him, and yeah, it would be. I think he'd be great to host events as well. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, thank you again for joining me on the show. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, no, thank you. And again, keep doing what you're doing. I think we're both doing amazing work, just promoting artists, and I love learning stories again, like behind the scenes, what's going on. So I'm sure there's a lot of millennials and Gen Xers that love your interviews and what you're doing. And again, I'm still waiting for you to interview all the new kids, not just Donnie. So, because I'm invested in it. So, yeah.
It's like the bucket list. So one day.
Are they? Are they touring at the moment or in the future?
They're in Vegas. Currently have a residency. They're actually in their second part of the residency now. They'll be back there in February. And it sounds like they might announce more dates in the future for 2026. So I'll be there in February.
Oh, nice. I was gonna ask. Wait, did you go to the Sphere yet or no?
No, but they're overlapping with BSB by a couple days in February, where they're both there at the
I
same
was
time.
wondering, do you think because like only certain artists can do the Sphere because it costs so much money to like put on a show there? Do you think New Kids would do a show there, or could they? You think?
They've been asked about that in interviews, and I think they're happy with the show they've made and the amount of closeness they have with the fans and the interaction they have in the venue that they're at currently, which is the Dolby Live. And that is part of MGM or Park MGM. Mariah Carey is doing her Christmas shows there this December as well. So it's a great venue. It's more intimate. You get a little bit closer, but it still seats a lot of people. And it's just a really cool place to see them. But the Sphere, yeah, you're right. The Sphere is something. It's like, I haven't gone inside it, but I walked down the street towards it. And in Vegas, it's like everything you think is really close because you can see it far away, and it's not.
No,
it's like
right. Like you have to walk, like even walking across a street, it takes forever, apparently, I think.
Crossing a street. That's why they have so many elevated crossways and whatnot, because there's no way to just cross the street.
I was there once in my life. That was 12, 13 years ago. So I don't know. I'm sure it's changed. Like the Sphere is there now. But yes, I think like most people who love music and concerts, I would love to go there one time. So we'll see.
We'll see if I change my plans and go a little bit earlier and try to catch the Backstreet Boys, because I'd love to, but I've already booked my flight.
Yeah.
So
just stay a bit longer, find a sugar daddy, you know. Yeah.
Get it done.
You said that day, said, be careful what you wish for, baby, 'cause it's a crazy world outside, but you always got a place to hide. Well, you show me things that I've never seen, gave me something that I couldn't believe, all the love you give, it's a healing thing, and I thank you for the common ground that you shared with me, for the higher ground, the way you lifted me. Now I come to you when you comfort me, and I thank you. I thank you.
You can follow Dope Nostalgia on Instagram at @dope_nostalgia and YouTube at Dope Nostalgia Podcast. Call and leave a message on our voicemail toll free. The number's 1-888-741-9192.
This podcast is licensed by SOCAN because we believe that artists should be paid for their work. Hey friends. I kind of miss getting those messages on my answering machine like we used to back in the day. What I'd really love is to hear from you, the listeners of Dope Nostalgia. This is your chance to be on the show, giving feedback, telling us what you love, what you hate, and who you'd like to see more of. Call us at our new toll-free number, 1-888-741-9192. Leave us some feedback. Your message could be played on the show. So give us a call, 1-888-741-9192. Toll-free.